What's up, JB Genius back with you here. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Welcome back to Useful Utility. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, back in the college doing the school thing. But we are back here today, got some low music in the background, see if that helps some of the ambiance a little bit. We're on cache today, and I'm going to kind of just jump right into it. We're going to start with smokes. We're going to go right to left, so A to B working across the site. And then we're going to go with some Molotovs. Same thing, A to B working across the site. I'm going to throw each of the smokes once or twice, explain the lineups in detail so you guys have an idea how to throw them and how to use them in your games, with your teams or in pugs. So if you need to, a couple notes actually about the server. This is 128 tick, and I will use a jump throw script. There's a one key jump throw script out there. There's a double key jump throw script out there. Either one will work perfectly. For the sake of this video and the sake of accuracy, I'll use the one key jump throw script. If you need to go back and watch one of these smokes again multiple times, I'll explain it once. You can go back to the point in the video and watch it over again if you need to see. So we'll start over here by squeaky door. So the first one I'm going to show you, you hop up here on the pipes. Come here and find, you'll see there's a bunch of piping over here on the right side. You're going to see there's these two brackets. You're going to find the middle and then step out a little bit where you see the blue. So right in the middle, and that smoke flies over and smokes what I call tan box. So that's the tan box. It's a tan box, and when you're smoking tan box, you smoke between tan box and this back wall here. So right there, that's that smoke. Combined with it, step here in this corner, in this front E-box corner. What you're going to do is you're going to find that bracket again. So there's a bracket right here. So we'll go ahead and find that bracket on the wall. And same thing, just slide right out. This is a safer way to throw what you can throw from A main, so that just smokes the truck cross. And that is a complete smoke, full coverage, no gaps. So you can combine those, throw one there and throw one there, and you kind of have a little mini wall of smokes in the site. If you want to add a third smoke to that, if you come in here to the corner, so you have this little generator here, this little gauge, you come into that corner, and then find the top of this this antenna, and just throw. And that smoke will come over here, it'll bounce, it'll... Alright, aim it a little bit more to the left, so maybe it's this corner. So come in deep into that corner. That's it. So you come deep into that corner. Just come in here with the pipes, actually. And you'll throw. You'll see it bounces off the wall. Bounces up here and smokes a cat. That one's a little bit shaky, so maybe don't use that one. There's much better. There's also some other ways to smoke cat. But we'll move on. We'll forget that happened. So over here, if you get in line with the middle of the skull, you find this part of the antenna, and then move your crosshair straight up to where you're in line with this top of the antenna. So up there, over there, and throw. It will fly right over here and land between default and quad. So if you want to come in here and get a quick plant down in the smoke, be aware that's a spammable spot, so maybe come over here nearer to quad so you can't get spammed as easily. But that smoke right there blocking off quad. You can use that in conjunction with that smoke. You can block in the site and use that smoke. That's for you guys to come up with, is combinations of these smokes. I'm just providing the tools. So that's kind of all I want to show over here by A. Those are some main spots to smoke out. So Heaven, Truck Cross, Tan Box, front of quad. Those are some pretty good offensive smokes that you can throw to get into the bomb site. Alright, so moving on, we're going to go towards mid. So smoking Z is our first task. So we're going to do here, we're going to come down. You see there's a small little black streak right here. So right here on the ground, there's a little black streak. You can kind of see it. You're going to find the left edge of that streak. So right about there. And then up here on the iron bar, there's a very tiny gap. So that gap right there, it's very tiny. So make sure you know where that is. So line up with the black streak. Go up to the tiny gap right above the iron bar, standard throw. You'll see that'll bounce and hop right into Z, full coverage, no gaps. So the next one we're going to want to throw, in conjunction with that one, say you want to take highway control. You're going to want to smoke top highway. So to smoke top highway, come back here, and this is where a jump throw script is used. So you come in here into this corner with the truck. You find this top corner of the building and go down just ever so slightly. And then jump throw. So to fly over the building, bounce once, bounce, bounce, and then drop right in the middle of top highway under the ladder. So if you're on a site and you see that, that gives you a full walk up on highway to A. And you can adjust it ever so slightly. You can adjust that down for 64 tick. You can adjust it so it has perfect coverage across the gap there. So those are two key mid smokes you're going to need to know. So the next ones you're going to know are crisscross smokes. These are pretty simple, but I'll go over them anyways. So the crisscross smokes land about here in the middle of mid. And they're meant to give you some access over here towards pipes, access to vents without the CTs being able to see you. So hop over here to throw the first one. You're going to hop in the middle of this edge of the doorway. And you're going to find, over here, you're going to find this windowsill. So you're going to find this windowsill, go about a little left of halfway, and then up. So this corner right here is actually, if you can see what I'm tracing, is a good point of reference, and just standard throw. And it'll sink right below there and provide coverage there. So for the second one, come over to here, and it's exactly the opposite. So you're going to come right about in the middle of here and up to there and throw. Full coverage. That one's starting to fade, but what you get is, you get full coverage across mid. You can lurk someone out into pipes. You can use this for your mid to B splits. Just make sure, highway is somehow blocked off, and you can use this for mid to B splits, getting up into checkers. So that's kind of what you need for mid. Actually, let's show you one more for Z. This one's out of T-spawn if you take super fast mid control. So you have 3 little crossing lanes here. So you have 1, 2, 3 white rectangles. Line up with the left of the third white rectangle, and then find the top of this cross in the window. So you're going to run, so pop the grenade back, keep your crosshair right there, and when you reach the edge right here, you're going to let go and jump throw. So it's a running jump throw. So there, and running jump throw, and you see it just sails, and it'll land right into Z. No smoke, or no gaps, no way to see through that. So those are important smokes you can have for mid. Now we're going to move over towards the B-bomb site. I'm going to show you guys one smoke, actually 2 smokes that'll help you out here. So the first one, we're going to go out here. This one's for map control. This is kind of an early round play, and it's to smoke off this entrance so you can have access to checkers without being picked. So to throw this one, come here to the right side of this vent decal. So the right side. Then you're going to find this brace for the pipe. Go up to the ceiling. Take a couple steps forward and throw. So very easy to line up. So when you're running in, you have a guy with you. Take that, line it up, and throw. Gives you access to checkers. Allows you as a T to cross all the way into here without being worried about anything in sight. So the last smoke I'll show you over here for B is for CT. Very nice, this is super easy to do now. You're going to find this, there's 3 decals up here on the wall. You're going to find the second one, and just throw. Point in the middle of the circle, and it'll bounce, slide right off the top, and right into CT for a perfect CT smoke. Alright, so there's your smokes across the map that are pretty useful to use. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hop back over here towards A, and we're going to show you guys some Molotovs that you can use that are also very useful. Okay, so here's a couple. I'll show you guys one from here that I know is pretty useful and easily missed. So if you want to Molotov out this fence position, this NBK position over here, you can easily, but it's something I see missed a lot. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find this top corner here, and that's where you want to aim your Molotov off of. So if you aim your Molotov and hit it off that top corner, you'll be able to get a nice molly into that corner and burn out the whole corner. What sometimes will happen is people throw them, off the bottom corner or off this corner, and what happens is that leaves a gap in the Molotov here, so someone can sit here in the corner. So when you're walking in the side, you're like, oh, NBK is clear. And that's when a guy can get 2 or 3 of you in the side of the head because you're not checking a position that you should have cleared. So make sure you're throwing off that top corner for that NBK Molotov. Alright, so moving outside of Squeaky now. This one's for vents. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to start over the round so you guys can see, the vent is, not broken. So you can do this when the vent's not broken. When it's broken, it works all the same. So this one, you're going to line up again with the middle of the skeleton, find this edge of the building, and find this top edge of the window. So right about there, you're going to take a couple steps forward and throw. And then I'll come in here, burn out the whole vents, no place to hide in there. So if a CT is holding from vents, this will either force them backwards or force them forwards. They cannot stay in the vents for that Molotov. Moving on to mid, something also super easy to do while boosted, but I see it missed a whole bunch, so that's why I'm going to address it. To Molotov sandbags properly, there's a corner over here. So you see there's a corner right there. So you don't bounce your Molotov into that corner. So make it bounce in the corner and it'll drop right in sandbags every single time and burn it out. Don't try to do some wacky stuff off the wall or some exact throw. It'll leave gaps. So just hit it up there nice and high, bounce off the corner, and hit that. Moving over here, I think that's about it I have for mid. So let's move over here to B, where there's a few great Molotovs in order to burn out the site. For these, you are going to want this window broken, so make sure when you're taking map control, every round you should break out that window over here in Sunroom. So first Molotov to throw, speaking of Sunroom, line up with the sun on the wall. So with the yellow eye, straight in the middle of the yellow eye. And then you're going to find this, ooh, is that the one I want to throw? Should have figured this out before the episode started. Actually, we're going to throw a different one from there. So yeah, still line up with the yellow eye. Ooh. Let me see if that works. Well, if you line it up with the bottom right bolt, you're going to burn out towards headshot rail. So that's a good one to throw. We'll use that one for now. So if your second one, I believe this one's also for headshot rail, but you're going to want to get up here on the box, line up with this line, and then you're going to find, there's a bunch of rims over here. You're going to want to find kind of the middle ones, so the middle of the middle ones, and just another standard throw. And that one's a really good one for headshot rail, maybe a little bit lower. It's always interesting adjusting these between 64 and 128 tick. So maybe a little lower. Yeah, there you go. You gotta get a nice burn, and it will burn you if you're even close to headshot rail. So if there's someone holding here, that'll either burn them back or burn them forward into CT where you can pick them. So let's try this. So if you're lined up with the yellow eye, and I think it's there. Yeah, that's a good one right there. So if you aim, more great Molotovs for B. So if you aim, what you want to do is you want to find these two. So there's one of those these little bars here, these little coming out bars. So there's going to be the edge of the first one here, the second one, the third one. If you aim in the middle of the second and the third one, just right between them and throw, in combination with that other headshot Molotov, they can't actually go back. So if someone's here and they're burning from a headshot Molotov and they try to go back here onto the site, they're just going to keep burning and they're going to be dead. So it forces people forwards into CT, so you completely burn out the headshot position. So let me show those two again. So yellow eye, and in the middle of these two bars coming out. And then the other one, hop up here and in between these two bars. So you see there's a nice burn there, and there's a nice burn there at headshot. Like I said, this one might, fiddle with this one on your own. Make sure it works in your servers, because it might be a little bit lower. It might be, let's try and go with the top of that bar. See, that's a little better. That's a little bit nicer of a burn. So make sure you get a nice burn there on headshot rail. Make sure you're trying to cover up here too, so there's no gaps up here. Usually it will burn. But those are some good ideas for you to try and burn out default and headshot rail, which are two very annoying positions when you're coming into the site. So then the other annoying position when you generally come into the site is right here back at triple stack. So triple stack's always an annoying position to clear. So we have a Molotov for it. So come in here into this corner. Obviously you're going to want, for all these Molotovs, you're going to want someone or someone's here, making sure that you can't be pushed. That's why it's important to take map control early. So if you come here, there is a gray nail right there in the side of the wall. So what you want to do is aim right at the gray nail and maybe a little bit lower. So see, there's the gray nail. So gray nail, a little bit lower, and throw. And that will get the entire back corner by triple stack. So if you do this right, you'll have triple stack, you'll have right about there, and you'll have headshot rail mollied out. So really the only safe places on B site are in this little zone right here, where you're vulnerable to B main and checkers, or you can play from oranges, which is kind of a one and done position if you know what you're doing. So as long as you combine this with a CT smoke and a heaven smoke from B main, you can come up here with no fear, swing, you can kill a guy at oranges, or if some guy swings you from default, you can have a guy swing at default, guy coming over here to the headshot rail that you've already burned out, and the Molotov will fade and kill a guy oranges if a Molotov doesn't get a guy on the way in. So that's obviously the objective, is if there's a guy here playing triple, you force him out over to default, and he still tries to escape, and he's burning the whole way. And if it doesn't take one bullet to kill him, the Molotov will kill him. So one last thing I want to show you guys in this useful utility video is kind of a map control, a three-piece of map control over here for B, for one player. So what you're going to want to do as a B player, if you're trying to take serious map control, this is kind of a default thing you should do most rounds. So come over here and throw the smoke we discussed earlier. For main. Obviously don't peek, I'm just showing you it lands. And then what you're going to want to do is line up here at this corner and here with this top corner. And you're going to want a Molotov and not do that. You're going to want to maybe get a little bit away from the wall, because you're going to want a Molotov off that corner angle into checkers here. So like you saw, I messed it up the first time, so make sure you're doing it correctly. So step away a little bit away from the wall to do that one, because you're going to be running, take a step or two and throw, and the idea is to get it so that an opper that wants to peek this angle right here can't swing without getting hit by a Molotov. And to follow that up, you run, throw that, you can just stand and throw a flashbang right behind it. Anyone holding from headshot rail, anyone holding from checkers, trying to hold here, or does peek out and try to stand in a Molotov will get blind from that and be forced back. Especially here, if they're trying to hold this angle on you, that'll force people back into the site, and it'll give you an easier access to checkers. So that's kind of it for useful utility on cache. That was a very lightning blitz through cache, about 19 minutes, a ton of smokes and mollies. So if you guys have any questions, have any extra stuff you want me to do, any new smokes, new Molotovs, we'll get to flashbangs later in a kind of a separate episode, but I really wanted to get this one out there for you guys. So if you have any suggestions for the series, for cache, stuff you want to do, stuff you'd like to see me do, please leave it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, really trying to grow this channel. When I have the time, I'll be making videos. My social links are in the overlay at the bottom of the screen. I am JB Genius. This has been Useful Utility on Cache. I will see you guys in the next episode.